Yo boys, what is going on? It is your boy Nick from On The Foot Market. I have a banging video for you all today. And it's going to be some of the FIFA 19 hype that I think a lot of you guys were tweeting at me and you guys wanted to see this video. I talked about it on stream, potentially doing some of these moving forward. But it's going to be a ones to watch prediction. And I was thinking that because I trade so much with ones to watches, it would only be right that we would start to look at FIFA 19 ones to watch potentials. So what we're going to be doing is probably a ones to watch prediction video kind of every week or 2 weeks. It really depends on how much goes on in the week. And as you guys know, as football fans, there's some weeks where there's a lot more transfers than another. And obviously this is not a set in stone ones to watch prediction. This is kind of a ones to watch prediction of the summer transfer window being open for a few weeks now. You still have the likes of Hazard, Neymar, Courtois. We're still looking at a lot of big time players potentially making moves. Bale was linked with Man United. So there's a lot of players that are still marquee that have not moved yet and could potentially still move. Willian, things like that. So we're kind of waiting on a lot of those players. So that's why I'm going to be doing this weekly, because there's going to be things that are going on some weeks, and then there's going to be players in this ones to watch prediction that are going to get knocked out when they were in a previous week because the other player trumps them. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, all I ask is you drop a thumbs up. I'm super into ones to watch cards, so this is a nice video for my channel, and I like looking into this kind of stuff. We have 23 ones to watch cards that we're going to be discussing today. And yeah, let's get into it. Our first two players are Jack Wilshere and Verdi. Wilshere moves from Arsenal to West Ham United, and West Ham also is going to get somebody else in this ones to watch prediction video who's a pretty decent signing. And then Verdi is joining up with Napoli. And Verdi is a pretty young talent that I didn't really know about. He has a team in the season card this year. I packed him, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, you don't know about this guy." So I looked up his highlights, and the guy can ball. I believe it's Christian Verdi. I'm not sure. If I don't get any of the names right, guys, don't bash me in the chat. But those two are going to be the first two out of the 23 that we have in the FIFA 19 ones to watch prediction. All right, so for you Arsenal fans, and this for me is not that exciting to talk about, but Arsenal did make a few good signings this summer so far. They have three, and I actually have three in this prediction video just because obviously not everyone has transferred yet. So guys, when I have potentially three Arsenal players, a bunch of Juve players in here, it's because there's not a ton of signings yet. So I'm working on getting them in here. If I did miss out on a signing that you guys think has a ones to watch potential as of now, put in the comments down below. There's obviously going to be someone I missed there or then, but I feel like I've hit most of the big players. So we have Lucas Torreira and I don't even know how to say his dude's first name, but Socrates. Socrates makes the move from Dortmund, and then Lucas Torreira makes the move from Sempoli. I don't know the name of the team, but they do play in the Serie A, whatever you want to call it. Torreira is a young talent. He looked really good at the World Cup. I was watching a lot of the World Cup, basically every game. So he did really look good. And Socrates is a very, very, very good center back. So it's going to be interesting to see how these changes do at Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal leaves. Jack Wilshere's on the out. And I don't know. Did Arsenal lose anybody else? They still have the Aubameyang, Lacazette. So those guys stayed. Arsenal, man, they could look dangerous next year. We'll see if they can get a top 4, top 5 finish. I believe they finished 6th or 7th this year. I'm not positive on that. But Arsenal definitely making some changes for the new season. Next up, we have Siri, who moves from the Ligue 1 to Fulham, who I believe was promoted this year. I believe Fulham's coming back to the Premier League. Let me double check this. I wasn't expecting to have to know this. I believe Fulham was just promoted to the yes, they're in the Premier League now, so they got promoted. So Siri's gonna be playing Premier League football. He moves from the Ligue 1. He's a very good midfielder. I think he had a team in the season card the year before this year. So FIFA 17, he had one. He was a very OP card. And then Ricardo Pereira is moving from Porto. And Ricardo Pereira is a great right back. He's a really good player. I watched him play in real life, and he's great on FIFA. So that's going to be a great card for Premier League sides and for you guys to probably use. He's going to be pacey. He's going to be playing with Leicester next season. So that's going to be interesting to see. I'm excited to watch him play at Leicester, and we'll see how he does. I'm hoping, like knock on wood, I'm hoping he plays better than Nelson Semedo. Nelson Semedo was one of those big kind of marquee transfers coming over from the Liga NOS, and just kind of didn't really pan out. So I really am hoping that Pereira does well. Nelson Semedo, by the way, it's not that he didn't pan out. He was hurt all year, but again, it's a once to watch card, guys. We're looking for excitement with these dudes. Okay, next up, we have two players that are pretty OP, and are players that will have very, very, very fun and good ones to watch cards. The first one is Playa. He's moving from He's moving from a French side. I don't remember the exact name of the side. I think he played for Nice. I'm not positive. Had a bunch of informs this year. I don't think he ended up getting a team of the season, but had a good year. He's going to Borussia Gladbach. I'm not even going to pronounce the first one. The first part of that. Guys, I'm shy with these pronunciations. But that's a good one, man, and that's going to be a good striker, and I think he's going to score goals next year in the Bundesliga. So expect that one to have a lot of price fluctuations on the market if he does end up getting a ones to watch. Next up, we have a ones to watch lock. This guy is set in stone getting a ones to watch next year. I can guarantee you guys. Raja Nainggolan moving from Roma to Inter. Big transfer. Roma sold him actually for a little bit less than I thought what he was worth. He's a beast. Everybody knows that in FIFA he's also a beast. So I think we're all looking forward to seeing Raja Nainggolan all up in it next year. Potentially getting some special cards. Next up, guys, we do have our third Arsenal player in this prediction. Now, I want you guys to understand that I would probably say that Leno or Perin gets in. Perin just transferred from Genoa, I believe, to Juventus. So I'm not sure which one is going to get in. I think one of them will get in. I put in Leno just because it seems like EA always goes with the Premier League players that have a little bit of a Premier League bias. Leno's transferring from Leverkusen to Arsenal, so that's going to be another big pickup for Arsenal. And I like the pickup. I respect the move. And then you have Lamar, who I have as the Monaco badge. Lamar's going to Atletico Madrid. I don't know where the hell my Atletico Madrid badge went. I downloaded one, but it's the Monaco. But Lamar is going to Atletico Madrid, so you guys know it's not going to. He was just with Monaco, so he's going to Atletico Madrid. He's going to get a ones to watch card. 100%. I could totally see that happening. I think it'll be a fun one. Hopefully he does play a lot. It seems like in the past with the ones to watch cards that go to Atletico Madrid, at least this year we had Saul got a PTG, Diego Costa got a ones to watch. They did have some action. They were scoring goals, so looks like Atletico Madrid is always a place where these guys can go and play. Hopefully he gets in. He's a very talented player, and I'm hoping that he does play. Two more ones to watch cards that I think will happen. I think Justin Kluivert will get one. I think he's got a lot of hype as a young player, and I think EA always likes to kind of balance the ones to watch squads. I think he's going to get into FIFA 19 ones to watch, and that's a pretty big transfer. He's coming on in. He's going to be playing for Roma next year. Naby Keita going to Liverpool. I have three Liverpool ones to watch in this prediction, and I think they're going to get three. So I think that's going to happen. Naby Keita is probably not going to be an 85 rated. I'm just hoping for the best. Probably be 83, 84 rated. But that's going to be a fun card, and he's going to be right in that midfield battle next year, playing for Liverpool. I think any player who goes and plays with Liverpool, it's always exciting and interesting to watch. So we'll have to watch how he does next year. And hopefully he gets enough informs so he becomes a fun, usable card. I know it was hard to use his team of the season this year because it was just small. Work rates weren't great, so I think he needs a lot of upgrades to become very usable, if you guys know what I'm saying. Next up, we have two pretty fun players. Jorginho's coming over from Napoli to Chelsea. He's a young talent. A lot of people have a lot of hype around this guy. I haven't actually seen him play, but he will get a ones to watch card next year. Chelsea deems it as a very big signing. I know Man City was after him. A bunch of clubs were trying to get this dude. Chelsea finally got him. And I think Chelsea fans and Chelsea staff are really happy about him. I don't know much about this dude, but it looks like it's a good signing on paper. So he's going to be playing at Chelsea. And then next up, we have Inui. I've used this dude's FIFA 18 card, his Festival Football card. He's a freaking beast. He's going to Real Betis, so he's going to be playing La Liga football. We'll see how he does. He's a beast, so I think you got to look for this dude to get upgrades next year because he's very freaking good. I use him this FIFA, so I think a few upgrades, he'll be super overpowered, and that's a pretty cool transfer. A lot of attacking players in here, which I like. Next up, we have two Premier League moves. Yarmolenko is moving over from Dortmund. He's coming to West Ham United. This was a fun card. He had it once to watch last year. He did actually score goals. So this is a cool card to monitor, and I remember when he got his first inform, he was super overpowered. He had a great start. Look, he had a great start to the season with Dortmund, so keep your eyes on this dude's ones to watch because he's notorious for playing well in the beginning. So definitely look into this ones to watch card if he does get one early on. And that's going to be one that's super interesting to kind of watch it and monitor this year. Jordan Shaqiri is the next one. That's going to get a ones to watch for sure. He's going to be playing at Liverpool next year. He literally just signed. And just keep in mind, guys, we're going to be updating this ones to watch pretty much weekly or every 2 weeks. So there's going to be certain players that sign after this video, and you guys are going to go raging at me in the comments. Well, I'll have another video for you guys probably in a week or 2 weeks from now. But these two guys, both right mids, right wingers, coming to the Prem next year. It's good. Well, Shaqiri's been in the Prem, but still got dropped down, so he's going to be playing with Liverpool next year, which is a nice signing. I like the signing for sure. And now we're starting to move into the big guns, boys. Two more pretty big transfers. Fred's going to be playing at Man United, so we got another Premier League ones to watch card. He probably will get a ones to watch card. He's Brazilian. It's a pretty big transfer. United paid a lot for him, and there's a lot of hype around it. It's always like the ones to watch cards happen usually when they're younger and they get a lot of hype around them. Ones to watch rules state that you have to be under 30 to get a ones to watch card. However, there is going to be one exception in this video, and I think you guys know who I'm talking about. I think you all know. And I don't think that they're going to follow this rule next year because of this one transfer that we're going to talk about a little bit later. And I know a lot of people may disagree, might agree. We'll talk about that. So Fred's going to United, then Goretzka's going to Bayern. He's transferring from Schalke. So it's a kind of it's the classic Bayern fish out the players from the smaller teams, the best players from the smaller teams in the league. They pay him out. And that's going to be a cool one because Goretzka's a pretty good player, and I'm excited to see that move. Two more transfers, guys. Fabinho to Liverpool. Fabinho's making the move from Monaco. This is a huge signing. Another Brazilian center mid that is going to be playing in the Premier League. Hoping he does well because I like the guy a lot. I like how he plays. I like his play style. That's going to be a cool signing. And then we have De Vrij, who's moving from Lazio. He's going to Inter. It's another Inter signing, so they've got De Vrij, Nainggolan now. And I believe they have a third signing that I did not put in this prediction, but Inter is picking up some players. They're looking to really compete next year. And that Inter-Juve, whatever you want to call it, rivalry is going to be super, super interesting next year, in my opinion. So obviously, when you have a lot of players going into one club, there's got to be some players going out. Emre Can is going to Juventus from Liverpool. He's making that transfer. And that's going to be a good one. I like that move. I do like it a lot. I think it's a good move for him. He's been good at Liverpool. I don't think he's been great. Be interesting to see how he does with a Serie A Italian side. So that's going to be interesting to watch. And then we have Riyad Mahrez, the long-awaited transfer. This thing took forever. Like, it felt like it took ages for Mahrez to finally go to Man City. They've been after him for a year. So he leaves his Leicester team he won that championship with. Jamie Vardy, wonder team against all odds a few years ago. That was a freaking sick performance. And now he's going to go play some big boy football, some Champions League football with Manchester City. That's going to be a really interesting one to watch this year. I'm excited. Ones to watch Mahrez is pretty sick. He's got 5-star skills. I mean, that's just an exciting card. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. It's a card with a lot of upgrades. As you guys know, his team this season this year was crazy. Hopefully he gets that playing time. He's going to have to fight it out. At right wing, he's going to have to fight out with Bernardo Silva, maybe Sterling, but Sterling's been playing more central recently. It's going to be interesting to see how he gets into the mix of things. I would assume he has to start. He's a great player. But we'll see how that ends up going for him next year. Last in the ones to watch prediction, we have Cristiano Ronaldo. And I know he is over the age of 30, and this is what I was talking about earlier. But guys, I cannot see a way where EA does not put him in a ones to watch team. I mean, this would be the most electric ones to watch card in the history of ones to watch. It would trump Neymar's card. It would literally be so electric, it's crazy. And I think they have to do it. I think that this is totally a player that, yes, he's over 30, but it is a player to watch next year. It's a big-time player. First of all, they got to use it to their advantage, right? EA and everybody did not want Ronaldo to go to the Chinese league because then they couldn't put him in freaking FIFA. So now that they've got him in the Calcio, he went to Serie A, they're going to use this to their advantage, guys. They're going to try to sell more packs, put him in a ones to watch team, second week of FIFA, first week of FIFA. It's going to help everything. Can't see it not happening. It's the biggest transfer of the window. Best player, arguably, in the world with Lionel Messi and whoever else you want to throw in there is transferring in this window. You got to put him in the ones to watch squad. And he's going to tip off this 23-man squad that I have. Guys, we're going to be putting these out weekly. So stay tuned for that because they're going to be updating weekly. I'm going to be taking some players out of the prediction, putting some new players in it. You guys are going to get to see how that all works as we progress with the transfer window. I think every 10 days we'll probably put out one of these videos. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys drop a sub. And if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like. Who's a player in this? First of all, two things from you guys. If you've made it to this part of this video, who is your favorite ones to watch transfer that's going to be happening? Like, out of this 23 players that I showed you today, who is the player that you're looking forward to trading with the most next year or just kind of investing in and keeping in your club and using? Second of all, who do you guys think is a player that is going to transfer in the next 4 weeks that is going to have a big-time ones to watch card, like up there with Ronaldo? Like, who's going to be a big boy that's going to be transferring in the next few weeks? Dudes, I really hope you enjoyed the video today. I had a lot of fun making it. And I like creating this kind of content with you guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And again, thank you to everybody for watching, and I will see you guys in the video soon. Peace out.